I think Sophia will for sure be on the show. I think that will be something we do when the time is right. And yeah, she supports me so much.
This isn't really your first foray into podcasting, but I'm curious to see why you decided this one, wide open.
I think the underlying theme I always heard was my ability to connect with people and to meet them where they're at was like my superpower. And some of the most incredible humans I'm lucky enough to call friends and mentors were just really pushing me in the direction of some type of forward facing presence in media. And complacency is the death of all of us. So I wanted to put myself out there and challenge myself in a way that was not only fulfilling me, but other people. And this is where, kind of like a sit down show came about and really unpacking and unraveling who we are as people, not what we do. So a
Yeah.
big overlying theme is exactly that. When you think of the word wide open, you think of the context in sports, but you also think of the context of just being vulnerable, just opening yourself up and sharing your scars so hopefully someone else doesn't have to walk your pain. So that's where wide open originated.
Telling your truth, telling your story. How have you grown from that?
I've grown so much, especially with what I have walked through so many seasons of my life, and so many people only see the good side. I think social media does us a disservice by only showing the highlight reels, and there's been so much suffering and pain that all of us have gone through to get to where we're at. There's no coincidence that every athlete says, I've learned so much more from my failures than I have from my success. I don't think about myself standing on the top of the podium, having a gold medal around my neck or a trophy in my hand, and I've won at every level. I've learned the most about myself when I'm sitting in the trenches, when there's this amount of grief I have to unpack and learn from, or someone saying, no, you're not good enough, or no, you're fired, or no, you've been cut. Those are the moments when we roll our sleeves up and we show true character, where we rebuild ourselves from, our knees on the floor, and we pick ourselves up and we do it all over again, and we choose to do it all over again. That's where growth comes from. That's where the real secret sauce is to why people choose to be exceptional.
How has your family and your partner inspired your journey now and being a part of this podcast? And would Sophia ever want to be on the show?
Yeah, I think Sophia will for sure be on the show. I think that will be something we do when the time is right. And yeah, she supports me so much, and she has done podcasting and been in the entertainment space for so long, and she has continued just to encourage me to be a little more forward facing. After my soccer career ended, I really wanted to start working behind the scenes. So I started working in sports agencies. I started being a creative director and, creative producer, and working with Hello Sunshine behind the camera to tell stories about women in sports behind the lens. And I think so many people lately have been like, but you have an incredible gift that I feel that as much as you want to be behind the scene, so many people want to hear your story and your message and your ability to articulate your story and your journey and your hard season and your good. And I've really had a great deal of support with the people that love me the most to encourage me to continue doing this. And I'm grateful for that, because it has really been such a beautiful journey through such a hard season of divorce and retirement, and all of these things happening at once to really heal my soul as well. My son is 2.5 and his name is Ocean, and my daughter Sloan just celebrated her 4th birthday. And we had a really fun birthday party. I mean, the good thing is she had 3 birthday parties, so she thinks it's the coolest thing ever. I think she thinks her birthday party is every week, which is
Oh,
amazing. But we had a Hello Kitty birthday party. We had a Paw Patrol birthday party. We celebrated here where we are in New Jersey. We celebrated upstate with our friends. It was really, really special. And, the biggest thing is just showing her so much love, and she definitely felt that. They get the best of two worlds. It's
Yeah.
not foreign to them. It's not this or that. It's everything that the kids get to do, they get to do it twice. Everything is doubled. And I think it's exciting for them.
Who would be your, I guess, your dream guests to have on the show?
Well, I am excited to say I sat down with Billie Jean King last night. And
Awesome.
that was one of the most special moments of my life. For a woman, a queer woman, who has dedicated her entire life to her sport, to advocacy, to equality, to equity. She has paved the way for someone like me, a product of Title IX, a queer woman in sports who never really fit the mold. You're too masculine, you're too this, you're too that, you're not enough of this. Sitting down with her last night was one of the most special moments of my life. I was my whole interview, I was like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But she's so wise, and she's lived such a tough but beautiful life, and her perspective on things are very different. And it was just so lovely to sit down and ask all the questions I've wanted to ask my whole life.
How has this helped you as a person doing this show?
We're in a time where a lot of us are isolating and we just want to find belonging. And I think this is a good way to bring people in and say, I see you and me too. I'm also unlearning a lot of toxic traits that made me great as an athlete, but maybe not so great as a partner or a parent or a friend. I think I have been I've been built to be a machine. And with that comes a lot of selfishness. It comes a lot of ego. It comes with a lot of suffering. I feel more comfortable in pain than I do in joy. And I have to learn to reframe a lot of the way I think, because I'm a competitor. Like I compete, and that is my kryptonite. I have this competitive fire that not all people resonate with. Like, not everyone moves as the 1%er. I'm learning so much in real time and healing through this podcast, which is so cool to be able to say, my job is actually healing my soul and teaching me a lot about life as well.